I'm Ann Kyle, and today we're going to walk over and talk to the mayor.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for meeting with us.
Why did you want to become mayor?
So what's really nice about being mayor is that you're able to help a lot of people because you can, if someone has a problem, they can reach out to the mayor, and a lot of times people might know the mayor, or they might, sort of, if they don't know you, they know who the mayor is, and then they can talk to you and say, hey, I need help with this, and I a lot of times have the opportunity to point them in the right direction, and sometimes that's people who work for me who are really smart, and maybe they're good at operating construction equipment, or maybe they're really good with math, and they can help these people with their problems. Or sometimes it's tough, referring them to someone somewhere else with a sort of a charity or some organization that can help them out. So I really like helping people and referring people to get things they need.
Why do they all have the big trucks?
Well, the big thing that construction is going to help us with is it's going to help us upgrade our sewers. You flush your toilet, and all that water goes to the same place that the water from the street goes. And it's not ideal because you don't want all that water mixing together, because sometimes it ends up in the river. And we don't want to put the water from your toilet in the river. So what they're going to do is they're going to build two separate pipes so that for a lot of the town, all of the water that goes in your toilet goes to one place to where we treat water from the toilet, and all the water from the street goes into the river where it won't do any bad things to the river.
When we've had heavy rains and we've had problems with basements. Will
Yes.
it help that also?
Exactly, because sort of the longer story is that so previously anytime there's an overflow event, because all the water goes to the same place, then it all hits the wastewater treatment plant. It's not built to handle a storm surge amount of water. It's built to handle a reasonable amount of sewer water plus some. So what would happen in a surge is it all gets dumped in the river. So then the EPA came in and said you're not allowed to do that, and they had to shut down most of our overflows.
Oh.
So then, which is good, right? We don't want to put water in the river either.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just uses your basement as a storage, temporarily. So now anyone whose basement is flooding related to our system, it should be resolved.
Good.
So.
Good. People will be happy
Yes.
that you done that. That is wonderful.
What's the best part of being the mayor?
You have a mask on, and we all know that we're all supposed to wear masks. Would you mind taking it off so that the kids can see what you look like?
Sure.
Are you comfortable with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think if we do the rest without,
Sure.
you feel safe?
Sure. The mayor gets to do, I'd say, a lot of fun things. For example, you get to talk to people when exciting things are happening. If someone opens a new business, you get to be there and you get to say, hey, I'm mayor, and I want you to know that it's really cool that you're opening a business, and you get to go just right when they open, and you get to see everything. For example, another thing you get to do is you get to officiate weddings, so you get to marry people.
Ooh.
So I've married several people, and that's always exciting, again, right when something's starting new and cool, and people really love each other, and that's a really cool thing to be a part of as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I bet you that is fun.
Yeah.
Dance with Casa.
Yes.
Dancing with the Stars. So, what was your favorite dance move? We recognized one of them. Jazz squares.
Oh, yeah.
And would you do it again?
Yeah, I like dancing quite a bit.
Do you?
And I always did musicals and shows and
Oh, okay.
those sorts of things. So I like the dancing bit. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll be able to have something like that again someday.
Yes.
And you'll be able to do it
Okay.
again, and we'll have to go and watch him.
And what is it that you like best about Oak Harbor?
What do you like about Oak Harbor? What were some fun memories that you had of growing up in Oak Harbor?
Yeah. I think what's really nice about Oak Harbor is that you can, especially thinking of yourself as a kid, you can kind of go wherever you want. You can, I live 2 blocks away from Drown's Dairy, and I lived right next to the sledding hill. So sort of I was able to have a lot of freedom, and I was able to ride my bike these places, and just in the summer, and you don't have school, and time to go get some ice cream, time to even go down to IGA. And I think it was really nice having a lot of freedom as a kid to go do whatever you wanted. And likewise, when the Apple Festival came around, I was able to do everything I wanted to do at the Apple Festival, and it was okay if I wasn't, when I was the right age, if I wasn't with my parents. And and you can do all that in Oak Harbor, and then a lot of other places you have a harder time doing. So that was a lot of fun, and I think that's what I like about Oak Harbor, and why a lot of people like about Oak Harbor.
So and then you grew up, you went to school, and you went to college, and you decided to become mayor, and you explained why you wanted to become mayor. So you're wearing a mask every day, just like the rest of us. What kind of emergencies have you had here in Oak Harbor? What kind of things have you had to handle that weren't expected at all?
Yeah, of course, one is the coronavirus that happened a few months ago, and a lot of that, sort of my job as mayor has been to make sure that I'm talking with bigger governments like the state government and our county government, and making sure that they're aware of our needs, and we're getting the resources we need from them to keep everybody safe. And also I've been making sure I put a lot out, whether it's in the newspaper or on the internet, in terms of what people can expect. Because especially at the beginning, things were changing so quickly, and they said, like, wear masks or don't wear masks, or all these regulations, and likewise the state's been telling us, oh, you can open your parks or you have to close your parks, but you have to follow certain guidelines like cleaning them a lot. So really my job sort of was to keep on top of all that and make sure that everyone was communicating, and making sure everyone who lived in Oak Harbor knew what to expect to the extent that you could.
And I know lately you've been working with the businesses, like the barber shops, the grocery stores.
Yeah.
And you're trying to help them, right?
Yeah, so the county has a program where businesses who really were affected and they lost a lot of business because of the coronavirus, where they can get some money and they can apply for aid from the county. So I've been talking to all the businesses to make sure that anyone who is able to get that money can get the help they need to make sure their business survives.
And who do you talk to in the state?
So at the state, of course, you have your state Congress people. So I talk to our state representative and our state senator, and they make the laws in the state. So they're good to talk to make sure, because during the coronavirus, they passed a lot of emergency laws to make it easier for governments to operate. So you have to talk with them, and also we have a liaison from Governor Mike DeWine's office, and so I talk with her to make sure the governor's office is aware of what's happening in Ottawa County. Because what's happening in Oak Harbor, of course, is a lot different than what's happening in, say, Toledo. So it's good to make sure you talk to them to say, okay, well, we know you're hearing from Toledo, and what's going on in Toledo is important too, but we'll make sure they know what's happening in Oak Harbor.
So you work with people about the law to make sure everybody knows you're following the law, and you work with a lot of money issues to make sure that financially we're okay here in Oak Harbor.
Yeah.
Thank you for meeting with us today.
My pleasure.